All right, so we had a JP Dokkan data download yesterday, which did give us a lot of stuff. I mean, there's so much to cover. I mean, I have to look at some of these 50% support characters these days. I haven't even done that at all, really. Like, I saw their details earlier, but I didn't like I haven't showed them off yet, which we will probably do with like a stream tonight or something like that. Super Saiyan 3 Goku's EZA looked at. We'll just take a look at everything here though, just in detail. So we also have information about the new 9th anniversary mechanic, which you probably will see in the video title. That's the main part here. We do have a lot of information on that now in terms of like actual animations and stuff like that. So let's scroll down. Let's see. So we have the type support EZA. So basically what's happening is on the 16th, I believe, they're actually bringing back all the type support character EZAs. So again, let me take a look here. Where is it at? It's in the celebration info itself, which is right here. Take a look here. This is surprising. None of us expected this, but on the 18th, actually, all the type support EZAs are actually returning, or all the type support units are returning, and they're all EZAing. This lasts until the 29th now. I saw them. They look like they could be good characters overall, but I would highly recommend skipping them because of the anniversary. And I feel like the thing with these guys is that a lot of them are so really restricted to needing to be on certain setups, which we'll talk about right now, that it's just, it really, really does hurt them. So they're all the same in terms of their passive design for the most part. So like, let's take a look at this Gohan, right? He gives key 3 and 10% attack defense to physical types. Then super physical types, he gives 50% attack and defense. He creates physical key spheres, right? And his passive, he changes a random type of key sphere to physical, besides physical themselves. He does get, though, this is where it's kind of crazy, right? So for every key sphere, it's 50% attack and defense. Then every physical key sphere, it's 20% attack and defense and 10% crit chance. So every type key sphere that these characters grabs, like Gohan is physical, Boo's physical, right? These guys that want STR orbs. If you grab their type orbs, they get 70% attack and defense per key sphere, which is quite a bit. That's a lot of key spheres though. However, there's no multiplicative stats that they have, so it's just all starter turn stats. The only characters that get the multiplicative stats are the ones that have in the passive. They do have this nice ability though, when there's 2 or more superclass allies, for example for this Gohan, and you are under 50% HP, they change the entire key sphere field to their type. So Gohan, if he has 2 or more physical types, he creates the entire key spheres to physical key spheres, right? STR hit, if there are, 2 extreme class allies, again it depends if you're extreme or super class, he does change all of them to go ahead and make them a full field of STR key spheres, right? So that's also very, very, very massive in terms of how that's actually functioning as well. I do also have calculations here on the side by Halvard. We'll take a look at it there, but let's take a look at it just step by step. So we have this Vegeta here. We covered Gohan already, but we'll come back to him. So Vegeta is a character again. He's basically, they're all the same. And I guess one last thing I do want to point out is that if there's 3 or more of that type, like so 3 or more intelligence characters on the team, guards all attacks for 4 turns. It's the same with Gohan, where if there's 3 more intelligence characters, he guards. Same with Tien, if he has 3 more tech characters on the team, he guards. Now, I don't know if that counts himself, or if that's just another 3 or more. It might actually count himself. Actually, now that I'm really looking at it, which actually that's good if it does end up counting themselves. Let me double take a look at Super Trunks here. Tech Super Trunks. Does it specifically say another? Let's see. Yeah, 3 are allies besides you. So, okay, it does count himself. That's actually very helpful that these support characters do count themselves. So, is what I'm assuming. So if that's the case, then you only need 2 other in characters on this team. Whatever team you're going to run him on, right? Which, again, he is mostly supporting extreme int, but still. Again, let's say Ma Junior, LR, and Rose, like run them on a team together, like Fusion Monsters team or something, right? This guy greatly stacks attack, has a high chance to stun though. So that's the issue. This guy is greatly stacking attack. So you can see here his stats, right, are pretty bad, right? He's at 370k with 6 Inky Spheres. Gets over a million with 23 Key Spheres, but yeah, I see. And then he's linked with Nappa and Vegeta, right? So it's like, Vegeta's not great. But then we see a character like Kid Gohan, which this guy is the same in design. He has super class though, so you want super int. He buffs super int, which is way better. But 9 turn, 50% attack and defense. This Kid Gohan is really cracked. He's crazy good. Crazy good. If you take a look here, I mean, with 6 Inky Spheres, he starts off at 415k. Then again, with each super attack, he's getting about 200k defense. So if you're getting additionals with him and he's lasting over 6 turns, right, it can get really crazy. I would have liked to see with 6 Key Spheres and with 6 SA effect stacks. But I mean, if you're like, let's say this guy's against Omega, and then you get the Key Sphere field changing. He's reaching like 5 mil, 6 mil defense. Crazy, really good, right? And then again, Super Int is very easy to get. We see Tech Cell. Again, Tech Cell, the thing with this guy, he does get the greatly raised defense for the turn here, right? So that's his super attack effects. So, keep in mind, these guys are guarding though. I mean, even Vegeta guarding, like, it's okay, I guess. But Gohan guarding, just turn 1, already over 600k defense is really good for 50% support. So here, with his guard ability, about 700k defense-ish post super attack with additional, he can get really high. And again, with the nuking passive, he can get over 2 million defense level with guard, right? Which is insane, right? If you do give them all the orbs, which they're probably going to be the best characters to give all those orbs, right? You know, let's say Tien here. Unfortunately, he kind of sucks because the fact is Tien only greatly raises attack for the turn on a super attack effect, which is pretty garbage. So he's sitting here at 300k, but you can see that's the difference between these characters. Hit greatly stacks defense, right? So this hit right here, that's his ability. He's greatly stacking defense. 50% defense stacks. You see he's already turn 1 over 700k defense with guard. He's linked with Hit and God Goku, but he's going to be giving them 60% support. And if they like easy, like in 2025 or something, I think this Hit might actually still relatively decent enough. And even without them, there's a lot of characters that will have Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed. This guy is really powerful. Kaba, again, his super attack effect is the same as Gohan. 50% for the few turns. He's getting super high defenses, right? Again, at this point, we'll just keep going. Pan gives 2 turn 20% attack and defense support to all allies, which is crazy as well. Just really disgusting. And then again, she's at 650k defense with guard. Not bad at all. Rodo, again, greatly raised attack and defense for the turn. 600k defense with guard. They're all about like 680k defense with guard. Boo is only at 550k, but he heals 20% stats, right? Which is kind of crazy. 20% HP, I mean. And if Boo Go tanks EZAs, things can get really crazy for this physical Boo. Gohan, I mean, he's at like 500k at least, but he also kind of sucks. So that's that with all the 50% support. So again, Gohan, not really a fan. Boo, I think, is decent. Rodo, Pan, Kaba, Gohan, I think, are really good. Cell, I think, is good as well. Vegeta, Tien, and Gohan are the other ones that are really like not really enough, or at least like the others are kind of crazy, but the Gohan and the Vegeta and the Tien, because they don't have defense on their super attack effect, which is the only difference between them all. That hurts them quite a bit. Sword figures, Super Battle Road should be easy. Extreme Super Battle with Siblings Bond should be quite easy. Now the red zones, I did do them. They were actually very easy, unfortunately, I feel like. Especially compared to Dismal Future, I don't really think that there's... like, the Dismal Future red zones are much harder than these ones are. Relo, I think, is a harder fight than these two. Dr. Relo is actually, like, more hard than these two are, I think, because the AoE. These guys don't have any special gimmicks or anything. This guy has a Fury Meter, but then, like, once you get the Fury Meter, it's like he's still not that hard hitting. And then on top of that, he how do I explain it? What's the word? Like, the Fury mode can only be used with blast super attacks, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so I mean, but the team I brought was all like other or physical, so Broly could be like debuffed and stun and everything in the first two phases. So it's like it seemed like they were building him up, but then the last phase wasn't really that tough. Extreme Z area. This sucks though. This specifically, that the Extreme Z area for these support characters. It's not an Extreme Z battle. And I don't know why. It should be an Extreme Z battle. I guess maybe it's not an Extreme Z battle because they don't want it up all the time because the support characters aren't going to be around all the time. So I assume these guys are still going to be stuck to the banners that they're on. But it's like, is it even like those banners, is it even like worth really summoning on it? The only banner that I could see, maybe the Int one actually, funny enough, because Gohan's really good, but then, you know, I can see two banners being worth summoning on. The Int one I think is worth summoning on because if you take a look at the Int characters, right, Super Saiyan Trio will be unfeatured on that banner. That's going to be really, really good, right? But Int Rose will be unfeatured if you don't really have them. But like Super Saiyan Trio, like the brand new, like basically they just came out like less than a month ago, and they'll be featured on that banner, unfeatured here. So that could be interesting. STR could be interesting because again you have Bulma that'll be unfeatured on the banner, right? Which I think could help out quite a lot of people. With Bulma being unfeatured there, I definitely think that that's fine. But then it's like, you know, AGL, like, who are you really pulling? A Yellow Corn LR, Golden Frieza could be good, I guess, right? You know, for tech, again, I guess Rubrian Trio was relatively new, but I'm not really big a fan of them. And then what's the other one? Physical? What does Physical look like? Yeah, no, see, like, at most, I recommend the Int one or the STR one, just because those two LRs. Bulma's really good, Super Saiyan Trio, like, brand new, right? But it's anniversary, like, in literally less than 3 weeks. Beast Gohan is, like, coming out or something. Like, don't summon in these banners. I might throw, like, a multi or, like, a couple multis, maybe, to get some of the characters I don't have, just so I could have them, but that's a maybe. I might just straight up skip them. Which 99% I'm probably just gonna straight up skip them. Easy medals for them, blah 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 blah. Again, a lot of them are good, but you know, some of them kind of are weak. So we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku's EZA. Very good EZA, I think. I used them. Have my 1 hour showcase against all 5 events coming out, which that might be out before this one. Actually, I might just push this out, and then later I'll push the 1 hour one. Probably what I'm gonna do, something like that. This guy's good. Very, very powerful. I did like him quite a bit. The ability to choose, like keeping the reduction or hitting hard, is nice. I think this guy though does struggle with the fact that there's not really the best linking partners for him, and his setups are kind of work a little wonky for him. Like I ran him like with God Goku, but like again, like his 200% teams. Full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's that team against Omega, but he doesn't really fit there because again, there's no over the Flash characters. Like Yamcha's team, you have Bulma, which without Bulma on Yamcha's team, like he's gonna really struggle, right? And this guy again, it's the funny thing where it's like he wants a super attack to build up ki, which I think inherently is a really dumb mechanic, and you could really, I felt that a lot of times with this guy because his only ki link is over in a Flash. So I get in a rotation without a God Goku. And then he can't super attack, and then he's not building up, and then he's not stacking attack, right here because he greatly raises attack. So it's like, okay, I think this mechanic inherently is like really stupid for build-up characters that want to build up ki. It's better than nothing, but I would prefer if it was just 3 ki start of turn rather than him building up to 6 ki, or honestly make it 3 ki and then each super attack he gets an extra ki. I don't see why that couldn't have been a thing. Even if it's like 2 ki sort of turn, and then he builds up to 4 ki, right? I think that would have been okay. Give him some consistency there, because you're not always going to get Ono or in a Flash unit with him. And then again, like I'm saying, if you take a look at his linking partners, right? Int God Goku, decent at best, right? Physical God Goku, maybe you could use them, but like they share two links. Fierce, no, they even share Fierce Battle. It's Super Saiyan and Over in a Flash, right? I mean, Blue Fusions you can get away with for sure, I think. And then, yeah, I mean, this guy, his standby mode, if you're able to get that, but it's going to be kind of weird running them together. I don't know. It can be difficult to get this guy key sometimes. Is one issue I found. The other issue is that maybe he could have been a little better defensively before he supers, because there's a lot of AoEs. But again, he is tech. A lot of these AoE bosses are int, so he's type advantage there. So I'm like letting it slide a little, especially for a 2017 alarm, right? You know, I think I'm okay with how things are. He hits very hard though. I mean, just right off the bat, even if you get the 8 key with him right away, you could do like a 20 mil attack stat. You build up this passive right here. You get some stacks in. Could do like 20 to 25, I think more so than, yeah, like 25 to 30 mil. Then with this, I got him like 40 mil to 50 mil like range with this extra passive, which again, I've also found this very difficult to get. 6 turns, you have to be under 59% HP. That's a lot to ask for. That's quite a bit to ask for. I have found, but when you do get it off, he goes kind of really crazy, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I think he's good. Good EZA. I would say I probably, if I was gonna rank them, I think the androids feel like a better option to me. Int Rose I kind of like a little better than this guy, maybe too, because Int Rose feels cleaner. But I mean, this guy, you could argue just keep him as a floating character, getting his 12 key supers, and then he's eating every super attack in the game. Int Rose, there are but to be fair, Int Rose could eat most supers in the game anyways too, and I think he's very more consistent with the damage, and you don't necessarily have to choose, right? This guy will probably age better than like Int Rose though. I think because of reduction, if we're considering in that aspect. But yeah, I think they definitely did a good job with this EZA. Luckily he doesn't suck. I think he's really good. And then Perfect Core from Rudigarn, EZA. So here it is. Finally at the end. Oh my goodness, 17 minutes in. I should have maybe covered this. Should I just I might just make this a separate video. Probably, yeah, I probably should just make this separate. I mean, nah, we'll just talk about it here. So, field transition labels right here. So we can see the field transition. It seems like this is the new enemy mechanic. It seemed like the enemy boss is going to be able to do like domains basically. Or like change the field mid-fight, which is going to be really interesting. Like, I'm trying to think of what characters. I mean, you know what really comes to mind? Like, what if, like, Dragon Ball Super Broly, where there is a transition into the like dimension. That's literally the first thing that came to mind. Dragon Ball Super Broly, where Gogeta Blue and Broly start fighting in that other like purple blue dimension kind of thing, right? That makes a lot of sense. Because like if you think of superhero, there wasn't really like a stage transition like that. I mean, to be fair, Cell Max like utterly destroyed that Red Ribbon Army hideout. So you could count that. Maybe if we get like another even Cell Max fight. Maybe, again, Tournament of Power does have a lot of stage destruction, to be fair. So again, that could happen. But like, those are the 3 big sagas I'm thinking for 9th anniversary, right? And this is the 9th anniversary, I think, enemy mechanic. And then here is, right here, the battle targets. So again, it's looking like, again, all the enemy targets are going to go to that character that is having this ability. So they're all going to group up on him, which I think is really cool. This is exactly what we want. Being able to protect the rotation. You know how good this is against like AoE attacks? Like, this is crazy. Depending on how easy it is to access, this could be absolutely insane. Here's the round skills here. The round skills, again, I believe, this is the enemy thing. Where it seems like, again, I think that's what the stage transition potentially. We'll see what happens. New assets here, in-game conditions. I'm not sure what this is. I don't know what this is either. Okay. And then this right here is just, I think this is the target character. That's the target thing. So we can see here the round skill, territory skill activates right here. And then this is, yeah, so this is the for the enemy. You can tell because it's also like red, right? It's like the enemy kind of color. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, usually the enemy passive is like red. Here's the battle target animation. And then that's pretty simple. Just you get targeted by all the attacks. That's sick. That's awesome. I think this could be very useful. This is a really strong ability, and then this is also really cool. But let me know what you guys think about this data download. Pretty big data download, lots to cover with the EZAs and everything like that. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.